Can I trust you guys to keep a secret? I'm serious. If I tell you about this, you gotta promise me you're not gonna tell anyone. This shit right here is so next level and so controversial that it's been banned in 35 states if you're from the US and 62 countries if you're from the world. That's crazy, right? Alright, if you're not gonna tell anyone, what I'm talking about is that auto attack combo Kel. Every build and every guy you've seen up to this point is propaganda, and they're all trying to keep you away from this. Alright, before we get started, let me put this out there. This is not the build to rule them all. I'm not putting that out there today, but this build is really strong and it certainly has its place. So what we're going to start with is the barbed chains, okay? The reason we're going to take this and the goal of it is once you stack your blight, you're going to be reducing the targets that you chain. You're going to be reducing their armor. So you're going to be making them take more damage from all sources. On the next tier, I either take Armor of the Lich or Strip Shields. Now, don't get me started on phylactery. I can make a whole separate video about this, and I probably will. I think this is the perfect example of a trap trait. Don't get me wrong, it's strong, and it certainly has its uses, but it is not a no-brainer trait like most people will make you think when it comes to this tier. This trait, a lot of people don't factor in the utility they're giving up and the time it takes to get it. I think overall, the best trait actually is Armor of the Lich. This one trait has so many different uses. You know, a lot of people complain about Kel being susceptible to dive, and he is, even with this. But when they have a lot of dive, you can use this to not only give yourself more armor, more survivability, but you can also slow your enemies, which also allows you to land more chains when you're getting swarmed. You can also use it proactively. If you land a combo, you can walk up and AoE slow people to get to secure kills. You can also unveil annoying stealth characters with this. So in most cases, I'm going with Armor of the Archlich, but I think when they have a lot of magic damage, sometimes you want to go Strip Shields. Because obviously physical armor is not really going to help you there, but I think this is, in most cases, it's the best trait. So on this tier, this is the crux of the build right here, and this is why I think this build only has its place. This is the main hindrance of this build. We're going to be giving up the coveted Glacial Spike, and it sucks. The Glacial Spike is beautiful, and it's one of the main things that makes Kel so strong, but Chilling Touch is super underrated. When you once you have your blight stacked and your armor debuffing, and then you get your QW combo off along with an auto attack with Chilling Touch, you do massive damage, and it also slows as well. And on this tier, we're going to be going with Frost Blast for the utility of it. Obviously, it's not as much damage as Shadow Fissure. But what we're going to want to do in this build is we're going to want to lock targets down to land our combo. On the next tier, we're going to go with Chain Link because we want to have as much debuffed uptime as possible. So when you're landing your chains, you're going to be having really low cooldown chains, so you're going to be keeping your targets debuffed. One other important thing is to also weave in a lot of auto attacks on the downtime of your other skills, because your auto attacks will also be empowered by barbed chains. Now this trait, level 16 is a big level for this build, because we're going to go Hungering Cold, and Hungering Cold makes targets take more damage for the next 4 seconds from both skills and auto attacks. So it's going to be amplifying what we're already going for with the build. With this combo, you're going to be hitting them with barbed chains, and you're going to be placing your root, and then you're going to hit them with your Q. So what's big here is they're going to be sitting in your Q. They're already going to be debuffed from barbed chains, and so they're going to be taking additional damage from Hungering Cold, and you should be auto weaving this whole time. You should be throwing in auto attacks, not only to use your Chilling Touch, but just to get more damage off during this time. And level 20 with this build, since we don't have the Glacial Spike, I like to go with the utility from Shifting Malice, because if you don't one-shot with your auto attack combo, you can finish it off with Shifting Malice, or you can just use Shifting Malice as a survivability tool. It has a lot of utility. Alright, so here's a look at the sequence in action. What you're going to do is you're going to throw out your E, and then you're going to throw your W in between your targets. You're going to complete the chain, throw your Q, and then auto attack. And that should be enough to finish off squishies.
Double kill.
That one's not getting up.
Well fought.
To my desire. In the lich king. Yes,
To the locker with ya. Just for a while. Oh, that had to hurt.
as boldly done.
That's enough. We don't be working for free. Oh, that had to hurt. Double kill. A good kill there.
You fight with such passion.
Double kill. Choose a talent.
Very impressive.
Most excellent.
That one's not getting up. Old Blackheart's got a gift for you. Triple kill. Watch this.
In the lich king.
Hero slay. Keep destroyed. Mayhem. A good kill there. Double kill. Triple kill.